Hello everyone, Pierce Nation here. Welcome back to a new video today. Today, for the much requested Altergeist combos from the latest deck profile, I do have an Altergeist deck laid out here, and I will show you exactly what you're supposed to do. So, without further ado, let's shuffle this bad boy up, and I'll show you how it's done. It's not hard. The combos are pretty straightforward once you get them. Just plug them like a 15-minute video, 10-minute video, just showing you the basic combo and how to get card advantage and how to put your opponent on the back end. So be really quick. Won't take very much. So give it a cut, and we will lay it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You always want to go first when you play an Altergeist because it is a trap deck. If you go second, you're not that bad. Okay, so. First of all, with my chances, is first the Sacred Village. Get my stuff out of here. But Sacred Village of Spellcasters. And then what you can do is you can normal summon Altergeist Marinator. And you can set Altergeist Protocol. I couldn't pick the more perfect hand for this either. Where are you at? Oh, they're both stuck in the top. So then Altergeist Protocol, you're going to set. Not directly on Marinator. Because if you get hit with infinite impermanence, your Protocol is going to go too. That is something I've learned with playing these decks. Is do not put it like horizontal. Do not put them like right beside each other. As you can see. The cards I have in hand in order to make this work is Altergeist Multifigure, Meluseek, and I've got another Sacred Village, which I don't know how I've done that, but it's pretty impressive. So you'll end turn, and then you'll activate Protocol. Protocol will then activate Multifigure on your opponent's turn, special summon Multifigure, and then once you special summon Multifigure by any way necessary, then you're going to special summon one specific card. There's only two that you'll ever special summon. So, Silk. You want to grab Silk and special summon him. If Altergeist Silk Widows has already been used in your deck and you don't have it anymore and you can't really recycle it, the one I want you to go with is Altergeist Meluseek, because Meluseek could be popped by Protocol off the negation and actually add you an Altergeist. So it could actually add you like Kangiri and shit like that. So it's very good for that. So right now we've got 3 Altergeists on the board within the first 2 turns. So basically you use normal Marinator, Multifigure in the Silk. Silk has a bounce effect to where you can bounce Multifigure back to hand and a card your opponent controls, whether it be Mirror Jade. It won't really do much. With Sacred Village, this is a pretty hard board to out. 1 negate, 1 quick effect, and no spells. How unfortunate. So next turn, go ahead and draw. We draw D Barrier. The barrier is not bad, but we're going to set that, and we're going to start. Basically, in order to get this to work, you're going to have to normal summon Meluseek. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do. I would probably go to Battle Phase and swing directly with Meluseek. What that'll do is its effect will kick off once it deals 500 damage to send 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard. Then you'll go main phase 2, and once you do, use not Marinator, use Meluseek and Faker to get into Altergeist Hextia. Meluseek effect. We'll add. I see that's there. We'll add another Altergeist, and the Altergeist card you are going to add is going to be Altergeist Pukari. So Pukari is very good in this deck. Actually, I'll say the lights on like that. I think it looks fine. Actually, no, it won't. I know it won't. I'll fix it. Hang on. kick that light on, kick this one off, that way you can actually see the cards. There you go. Yeah. I was noticing that, and I was like, yeah, that might be a problem for my subs. So, you always add Pukuri on that one. Altergeist Pukuri can be used from hand as link material, which is huge in this deck. Huge. Our next link is going to be big too, so we're going to go ahead and link 3 using Silk and Hextia to go into Prime Banshee. Prime Banshee is one of the best Altergeist. And now we have Altergeist Hextia activating in the graveyard once it's sent to add another Altergeist, and we're going to add Faker. That way next turn we can get into Altergeist Multi-Faker. So then what you can do is actually you can use the effect of Altergeist Pukuri in hand, use it on Prime Banshee here, and link summon Memory Gant. Altergeist Memory Gant. Here's where card advantage starts working. Okay, so we got 2 cards in hand, correct? Great. We have 2 cards. That's it. No more, no less. Right? Right. Okay. So Pook's effect's going to activate once per duel add back to hand. So now you have 3. Prime Banshee's effect's going to activate, and it's going to add 1 Altergeist in your graveyard. I'm going to add back Silk because why not? Now normally you have a better attack plan, but not in this case. So we have 4 Altergeist in hand, ready to roll, which is fantastic. So what you can do, and it's probably what I'm going to, I'm going to do this here, is here's a nice little combo you can do. So you can activate Marinator to send itself to the graveyard, like so, right? And the target that you want to target is going to be Multi-Faker. You can then special summon Multi-Faker, and his effect will activate. And you want to summon Meluseek. Or, yeah, you want Meluseek in this case, because your Multi-Faker in your hand will go off next turn. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. As long as it's special summoned, it will be able to do this. And then next is basically if you want, I'm not going to do it in this case because it's pretty well set up for the next turn. But you can link these off, get into another Hextia, and you're not really going to be able to get much further. You got Sacred Village on, you got Protocol. Next turn you're getting Faker and Silk again, so you might as well just relax. Because your opponent's turn, you're definitely going to activate D-Barrier and call whatever the hell you're afraid your opponent is using. Whether it be splites like Xyz or Link, and then you call it. Which you're going to call Xyz when you're facing splites, obviously. Because you don't want to get locked out. And then I'm already grabbing my deck because I already know what I'm doing. So then you go Faker. And then Faker grabs Silk. It's an endless combo. Once you get it figured out, you've got it. So here's Silk. It can only go from the deck though, so keep that in mind. So there we go. So now you've got Multi-Faker, Meluseek, Multi-Faker, Silk. So when you go to pop, now you can pop Meluseek for the negate, Meluseek to add Kangiri, which we're going to go ahead and just simulate that. So you go to activate a monster effect of whatever kind, Protocol, pop Meluseek, pop and destroy, effect of Meluseek to add Kangiri. Like I said, I always simulate the situations, and I always think of all the cards that I need for the certain situations. So what this does is now we can negate a battle this turn, and we can negate one of the effects. So, yeah, kind of broken. And with all these different cards in Altergeist, it makes Altergeist really hard to deal with. So, basically, in turn goes our turn. We draw for turn. We got a mate. So basically, all you do here, this is very simple, is you link 2, right? Hextia, great. Have an graveyard? No graveyard. Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So then we'll go. I want to do that. Yes, I do. So link 3. Go to prime. And then effect of Hextia, we'll add another Altergeist. Add Marinator, because you're gonna get the same combo again. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to actually link 4 here and do another Memorgant. Here you go. You got to be careful because this combo right here will get you into Nibiru. I promise you. This is it. This is the combo that will get you Nibiru. So then the effect of Prime Banshee, we'll add Faker. So now you're doing pretty good. We got a hand of 6. And then what you can do, because this will get you Nibiru, I promise you. Double some Marinator. Marinator effect. Marinator effect will set. If you don't kill your opponent, you will by the end of this. Altergeist Manifestation. Again, not in the column. So when you set your traps, you want to try to make them sure they're out of the column. And then once you normal summon that, you set that. Next on your to-do list is... yeah, we're going to go ahead and just activate the Marinator effect on itself again. Special summon Multi-Figure and do the same combo again. If I grab any Altergeist, it doesn't even matter what it is at this point. I just think that's fine. That's coming in defense position. And specifically what you can do is you can actually link these off to get into your third Altergeist Hextia. Altergeist Hextia. And that's basically the whole combo. That's basically how it works. That is Nibiru Central. Unfortunately, there is no way to cut around it. It is a long combo, but it is one that will actually prove wisely because this is very dangerous. So you have 2 Memorgants with exponential effects. If something happens, you can actually pop one of your Memorgants and it really won't do much. So basically what happens here is Altergeist Hextia will gain the attack of Memorgant in this facet. Memorgant has 2800, so Altergeist Hextia will go up to 4300 because it originally has 15. But if you use Memorgant's effect right now, you contribute Altergeist Hextia, gain to 4300, and it goes up to 71k. Or 7100, I'm sorry. Correction, 71k. Is not the case. I wish it was. But even with that, if you have more than 3 monsters on the board, Memorgant is going to kill you. It really will, because like I don't know if you can take 71 twice. Like you might have like 2 good monsters on the board that might be able to take the 71 and stay alive, but more than likely it's going to pop one of them. So it's not wise, because basically what it's always going to do is just going to pop this or tribute it, and it'll gain the attack. It'll swing 71 once, pop 1, 71 twice, and then Memorgant here will swing 28 once, pop 1, 28 twice. Unfortunately, that's how the card works. So yeah, that's all with the Altergeist. And to end the hand on the original test hand, which this is getting dragged out now, is Faker, Impermanence, Kankuri, Silk, and Sacred Village Spellcasters. So You say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this while I'm doing this. I have a little time. I stream on other apps, so I have to hurry. Um, but basically, what happens is you'll be like, well, what's the other combo? Well, there's not really another combo. That is the combo. That is what you're shooting for every time. Strictly because this deck likes to negate in a whole hell of a lot. Won't really let you play very much, so the number one key is to not let your opponent play. That's basically the key of Altergeist. If you can master that, I think you got it. Go ahead and mix up this extra deck real quick, just in case if I pull a Pot of Extravagance. I do it completely legit, even when I'm testing. Because you want to make sure that if you're going to play this in the tournament, you want to make sure that you aren't being biased to yourself. You want everything to be at complete random, even your Pot of Extravs. And you want to make sure that your deck is going to be able to run optimal of what you're used to. So this deck is actually run at 43 cards. It is running Dark Ruler No More in it. I actually changed that. I was running the Ghost Mourner, but I decided to take her out. And if I have a problem, I'll take out the Dimensional Barrier and put in Ghost Mourner back in. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I might, because I'm going to be playing this deck tomorrow at the local tournament. This will not go up until after the local tournament tomorrow, because I do not want people seeing this and trying to adapt to my deck, because that's what they always try to do. You played locals, you know how it is. So I'm telling you guys, all my subscribers, they know. If you go to locals and you try to play, your deck, and you're showing it on YouTube. Speaking of Dark Ruler, we just drew it. Okay, so we have one card. Believe this or not. So the opening hand is Marionetter, Dark Ruler, Effect Veiler, Dark Ruler, Called by the Grave. So this isn't terrible, but it's not great. So what ends up happening here is you have one play. So basically what your play is, you're going to set Called by the Grave. And you're going to normal summon Marionetter. And if you notice the zones, pay close attention to my zones. Altergeist Protocol. Set it right there. On the end. Now, before we go any further, you might be asking yourself, like, okay, now what about the zones? Well, we want to make sure we stay out of Marionetter's zones, and we want sure Marionetter stays out of these zones, because there are cards in the game like Infinite Impermanence, which I do use, that if it is set and it hits, it will hit the monster and the cards that are here. And you'll say, well, why are you worried about the back row being near Marionetter? Or vice versa, why are you concerned? Okay, well, there are cards that will actually take out the zones on the ends first. It was actually in the new set. I do not remember what the card is called, but it's a trap card. And when it hits, it actually locks out the back two columns. And if it does so, it will lock out the far two monster zones. You have to pay like 1,000 life points to do that. And honestly, I'm not going to let that happen. So, if you have cards there, that card actually cannot resolve. It has to have no cards in the zones. It specifically says. I do not know what the card is. If I get the name of it, I will actually tell you what it is. So, like, maybe you can, like, use it. I do not want to even use it. I thought about it with this deck, but I don't know. I forget what the card is even called. I've seen it in, is it Power of Elements or Tactical Masters? But I was reading on it. It may not even be out yet. but I'm just going ahead and prepping for it just in case, because I do know the card does exist. I forget what it's called, but further ado, yeah, that's basically your turn one. So trap decks are very, very, very slow, but Altergeist is the number one control deck. The number two control deck is either Trap Trick or Dynamorphia. If you run either two, they're not bad. Now, why is Altergeist better than Dynamorphia? Dynamorphia's, the problem that they have is it's hard to draw into the monster every time to get Theresia. And second of all, Altergeist do not have the same types. Like, Marionetta is a light, a level 4. Multifaker is a level 3 dark. Pukri's a level 1 dark. So, like, D-Barrier actually doesn't hit Altergeist at all. So, with that being said, I use the hell out of it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and proceed, and we will activate Protocol. Which means at any time that I need to use this, whether if somebody is trying to banish my Marionetta or not, I can use Effect Veiler. So I'll go ahead and use Effect Veiler. And then on a, let's say somebody tries to use something like Imperm or anything like that. I do have Called by the Grave set, but I'm not going to be worried about it. We'll just go ahead and go to end phase and draw. Okay. So what can happen here is a lot of nothing. Unfortunately. That's a problem. End turn, draw for turn. There we go. Now we got something cooking. So activate Pook on Marionetta. Sorry about that. And we'll get into Altergeist Hextia. Bang. Effect Pook, add back to hand. And then you can basically end turn. You draw for turn. See how slow this is? Like, I do have Dark Ruler. I ain't used it. But for this turn, I'm going to use Dark Ruler. Just to go ahead and just slingshot it. Then I can set 1. Notice the columns. We're not in the same columns. Then what you can do is you can use Pook's effect again on Hextia to actually get your combos started. So you want to try to get in the prime Banshee. You want to kind of link climb. You don't want to kind of like get into like Mimrigant like from the get-go. Hextia's effect will add another Altergeist card. I don't know what card I'm adding. So basically what you're trying not to do is you're trying not to panic and force plays. That's number one with this deck, is do not force plays, because it will not go very well. I promise you. Then you can normal summon Marionetta. Marionetta's effect again. Now, when you get to this point in the game, it really doesn't matter like where you put your Altergeist cards, because you're basically going to have a full front row and back row at this point. That's just the name of the game, and it is what it is. Because you're not going to be able to do a whole lot once this starts getting off. So then you can actually link 4. To Mimrigant, you can actually use the effect of Prime to add another Altergeist card back to hand. The card you're going to add is going to be Pook again. And like I said, the combo is exactly the same. For those wondering, like, man, what are the combos? It is not hard. Once you get it figured out, you got it. You'll end turn, you will activate Manifestation. And you will bring back Altergeist Hextia. Great. Right? Fantastic. Well, what you actually just done is you just activated Multifaker in hand. Special summons Multifaker. Goes up to 2700. Then it's going to special summon Silk. And if you're in this part of the game and you have not figured out how to out Altergeist, you are screwed. Because you're looking at a lot of negations. A lot. Like a lot. There is 2 interruptions I can think of off the top of my head. And actually 3. Which is not good for you. So if you in turn, we will draw. And we will activate Pot of Extravagance from the go. I've already shuffled it, so I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right. So we banished our 6. Really don't even care what they are. And then I will draw 2. 1 and 2. Now I drew Clutch to Altergeist. So from this standpoint, what you can do is go, oh boy, how do I want to do this? I got a way I can do this. Yeah, I'm going to do it again. What do I have left? I actually cannot do that. But what I can do is go 1, 2, and 3. That, and that's going to send Manifestation to get into another Memory Gant. Now we already have the cards in the graveyard, so our extra deck at this point is basically useless. But what happens here is Silk is going to add back Altergeist Manifestation, which is an endless loop. And then, let's see, what else is going off? Altergeist Hextia is going to add another Altergeist. What in the fuck do I have in my hand? Okay. So, if it's going to add another Altergeist, by choice, I'm going to add another Marinator. Great. So, with this, I can then normal summon Marinator. Can I? Yeah. Yeah, I can. Normal summon Marinator. Hopefully I didn't do that in the same turn. No, I did not. Okay. I did not. So, I'm going to go ahead and set protocol. I was like, I don't know if I did that in the same turn. I definitely did not. So, I'm okay with that. If I did, just correct me in the comments. Because sometimes we forget. We get so into these combos that we do forget. You'll be like when you're actually playing games, you don't forget. Yeah, but I'm not talking the whole time I'm playing. So yeah, it's kind of freaking wicked. So tribute Marinator. Actually, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Faker. Here we go. Seek. Yeah, like I said, the whole combo, it's exactly the same. Once you get it figured out, it's really simple. And actually, I can actually do that. Wow. I can't even pull that off. That's fine. That's fine. In turn, activate Manifesto. And I'll actually just bring back Prime Banshee. So what ends up happening here is anything that does happen, you can pop any of these cards in order to gain any type of advantage. So with this being said, this is the ultimate board for Altergeist. And it's not very hard to do, as you can see. It only takes like, sometimes you can do it in the first turn, other times you do it in like turn 2 or 3. Sometimes it's more than that, because you just keep drawing traps, and they're not Altergeist related. So, I'm actually working on the Altergeist build that is, don't get me wrong, this is one of the most elite builds possible. But I'm crafting one that no one has ever done. There are certain combos in this deck that rely heavily on Fajarid. And I think I got them figured out. But until time, I will not release the deck, the profile, nor anything about it. Strictly because I do want good success out of it, and it's not guaranteed, of course, with Altergeist, because Altergeist don't have a lot of good cards that are like hand traps, basically. If they did, they would be great. But with that, that's all the time I have. I hope you guys enjoyed the little video I did today. Pierce Nation, I'll see you in the next video. Pierce Nation, out.